Okay, so still got the Kymco. Welcome back, it's still here. I've had to get a new speedo because you can see the issue with the last one. The speedometer, where the actual speedometer cable goes, you can see a little bit over there, it's just shorn through. I tried bodging a cable on, I wasn't happy with it, so got a new one. So that's in. Took the opportunity to paint up the housing a little bit, so that's fine. Ordered a speedometer cable, ordered the wrong one, which is really annoying. I needed one with the square pins on both ends. I picked up the Kymco one for the similar variant, but it's the wrong one, so I'll have to order that. I'm still waiting for a new fork because replaced the fork seals, damaged the fork while I was doing it. It won't seal, still leaking. So the curse of the Kymco continues, but I do have a gap in the garage, so thought I'd film some of this because I've not done this before. My other two bikes were one way or another Charlie delivered them, so I've got my own ramp, got a load of straps, got a car, got a zip car booked. I'm now going to go and pick up the bike. I'm not going to say what it is, I'll leave it as a bit of a surprise until then. Cheers now, catch you later. Okay, so next step, that's my motor, or my missus' motor, that's the zip car. I've not done this before, but it's all very self-explanatory. Kit in the back, ready to go. Let's go find this bike. And the end result of a bit of driving around is this, the next project. Apparently a Senki X6 125, so Chinese 125. So 2012 registered. It's an interesting story. He had it up for 800, young lad in St Albans, had it up for 800, dropped it to 500. I was kind of mid-negotiating with him, trying to knock it down a little bit because he reckons the starter motor's gone, could bump start it. I said, well, I'll think about it, but I need proof that it'll bump start. He bump started it in his garden because his mum wouldn't let him do it out on the road, and he twatted it into a skip in his garden. That's the story. I don't know if I'm convinced, but it looks like a skip offcut. And there was a skip in his back garden when I went to pick it up. But so what? It is still... Oh, sorry. And when he did that, he also snapped off the clutch, so he couldn't prove that he could do it when I get there. It could all just be very convenient, but it's a lot to go through to be convenient. He's also shagged speedo and the front light. So what? The so what is I got it for 200 quid, which is nice. And it don't look too shabby actually, so there's no big chunks out of the tank, although it's a bit tired. Couple of bits and pieces, rear light's loose. There is a break in the fairing, but nothing that can't be fixed. The exhaust has had a lovely coat of hand paint on it at some stage or another, as has some of the swing arm. Chain is rough, but nothing too bad. A bit loose, but not a bit loose, yeah, pretty loose. So what? Before I do anything, I want to check out. I also reckon that it wasn't idling when he was bump starting. It wasn't idling well at lights, and we try and just cop out. Now that could just be caked up carbs. In fact, I'm hoping. No, I'm guessing that's probably what it is. It just needs a good carb clean as well. So, so what? Well, my first pickup. You can see my ramps back over the side. It's quite good. All went to plan. No great dramas. Zip cars is brilliant. I did end up dropping it back 1 minute late, which meant that I had to rehire it for a £5 for half an hour so that I could lock it, which was frustrating. But frankly, I paid 25 quid for the pickup all in, and bearing in mind that I got this for 200, yeah, easy. So I'm 225 in so far. So what I'm going to do is, in true Charlie style, have a bit of a look over it, douse it in a bit of WD, leave it overnight, have a good look, at it in the morning, bearing in mind it's Friday today, Saturday tomorrow. So turn it on, I get lights, I get a little bit of a, I get a display if nothing else. What's that saying? It's on the trip computer. How do I, the buttons still work? Not surprising the buttons don't work, because I don't think they're actually attached to anything, so I can't confirm what the mileage is, but yeah, it's got fuel in it. Got headlights, full beam, half beam, indicators work, left and right, happy. It's difficult to tell if that choke is actually doing anything. It doesn't feel like it's attached actually. Yeah, the throttle's got a bit of bite and some return. Headlights on and off seems to work okay. Flash works. Am I horny? It's really quite loud actually. And the one thing that does worry me slightly, it does have an alarm, which is probably going to piss me off at various stages, but hey, it's all good safety stuff. I've got a disc lock with it as well. I did have a little torch here a minute ago. Where's that gone? Kids are probably nicked. Oh, it's in my pocket. Being rude to my kids for no reason. So I've got oil. Can't quite tell. It's just, oh, it has a centre stand, which I'm ecstatic about, because that makes my life a lot easier later on. Looks like a fairly full window there. Let's have a look. It's got oil. Show how much you can see of that. It's got oil. I'm going to have to go on the other side. Damn you. Oh, slope driveway. My bane as usual. Yeah. It's got oil, it's got too much as usual. Doesn't look too bad in the window actually. Right, I'll look at a bit more detail. Really do not dropping it on my own driveway. Yeah, the engine itself doesn't look too bad actually. Looks quite clean in there. Single carb. Oops, realise you can't see what I'm seeing. Yeah, single carb, should be nice and simple to clean out. Yeah, I think I'll do a bit of a douse, have a bit of a look around, have a brief look into what the ignition issue is. It might even just be a switch, don't know. But and it's one ugly exhaust. Yeah. So what's the point? What am I trying to achieve? What I'm trying to achieve is a nice, relatively simple turnaround. I don't want to be chucking money at this, because when it comes down to it, it's a Chinese 125. You're not going to get the return on it, but it's salvageable, and I think what we can cope with here and produce, hopefully, is a nice cheap bike for someone just to boogie around in. And actually, I think it looks quite cool. Not my thing, but as I was discussing on a comments thing with Charlie, I'm not doing this for me, I'm doing this for the bike and for the market, and the market wants stuff like this because people like them, so yeah, why not. Yeah, like I say, I'm going to take the seats off, have a little bit of a look around, maybe take some of the fairings off. I'm going to douse. It's going to be sponsored by WD-40 overnight, and just give it a good old soak and let it bed in a little bit, and then I think tomorrow I'll have a proper look at what is occurring and confirm whether or not it's a starter motor, which I think that might be actually. I'll have to have a proper look. But yeah, we'll see what the score is. But comforting so far that got lights and stuff, and I'll start pricing up and having a look around to see whether or not I can get a replacement headlight set and replacement clocks, or whether or not I just go for the single circular headlight. Yeah, it's not really Street Fightering it, but as in get rid of the front, get rid of the clock, and get a nice set of cheapy Chinese ones to chuck in there as well. There's obviously a load of tidying up to do, but I'm way off that so far. Most important thing out of the lot though, I'm going to at least need a new clutch lever, and frankly if I'm going to get one, I might as well get two, wouldn't I? Yeah, and actually that has got a switch on the clutch, so I imagine you need clutch to start this in the first place, which makes me wonder if the issue could be up there as well. Cool, right, that'll do as a starter for 10. My first sole pickup all went fine. Zip cars is the way forward. Cool, cheers all. I'll do a bit more tomorrow once I've had a bit, excuse me, oh, God, my dinner repeating on me. Yeah, I'll have a bit more tomorrow once I've had a bit more of a play, see what the score is. Cheers now, ta-da.